Hello Varlets, today we have a different sort of weapon review. We are taking a look at the big box of hurt, aka the Ogryn's grenade box. The Ogryn, not quite understanding when told to throw his grenades at the enemy, does exactly as told, chucking his entire box of grenades at Mark 1, taking the heads off anything unfortunate enough to be in the way. In this video, we're going to be looking at the hidden numbers and interactions of the grenade box. Number 1. Damage profile. Yes, of course I would go and assemble a table to see the damage profile of the grenade box. Did you expect anything less? Much like the Ogryns who are using the box, the table is fairly straightforward and simple to understand, nothing complex about it. As you can see, most things just keel over if they get hit anywhere by the box. The only things that survive are the chonkiest of enemies, but a solid throw to the head usually solves that problem. However, if you look at the numbers, it's basically never worth chucking a box at crushers, as some of your weapon's heavy attacks can out-damage the grenade box anyway. The more observant of you might have noticed the little asterisk next to Maniac armor. That is there because in my testing, I've observed Maniac specialists other than mutants take 50% less damage when hit in the limbs. This is entirely unique to Maniac armor types with one exception. For some reason, Scab Rages share this attribute but not Drake Rages. My guess is that these two got mixed up in the code somewhere and it's reading Scab Rages as Maniac. Not that you'll do it, but always try to aim for center mass for anything non-Ogryn or monster. Speaking of which, here are the damage profile tables for monsters. Like Thor throwing Stormbringer at Thanos, you should always aim for the head when chucking your boxes at monsters. Except for Beasts of Nurgle, aim for their back people instead. Moving on. Number 2. Feat interactions. Within the Ogryn selection of feats, there are two which interact with the grenade box. The first is Heavyweight, which gives you a 50% boost to all damage against Ogryn enemies. This damage boost also applies to your box, however the actual impact it has is probably not very meaningful. The only breakpoint taking Heavyweight helps you with is being able to one-shot bulwarks if you hit them in the back. That's it. 50% more damage boost is not enough to one-shot Reapers with a hit to the body on Damnation. The only other feat which directly affects your box is Bombs Away. Taking this feat allows your grenade box to actually function as a grenade, or rather as a cluster bomb. With this feat, if your grenade box hits Flak, Carapace or Unyielding armor types, the box will release the grenades within and cause them to scatter and explode. On paper, this sounds like a really good feat. Dropping a bunch of grenades at the feet of a group of enemies is surely going to wreak havoc among their ranks. However, in reality, the damage from the grenades themselves suffer from the same issue as the Vet's frag grenades. The damage fall off when the enemy isn't directly next to or on the grenade is very steep. As a result, chucking a box of nades into a crowd of enemies does a lot less than you expect in terms of damage. But what is very useful is the additional crowd control this feat brings to your box. The chain of staggers over a large area can grant you a short breather as enemies are knocked around and cower in fear. While the additional damage is at best inconsistent, it is helpful against Beasts of Nurgle, which take 100% more damage from explosions. A nicely placed box with Bombs Away can do some serious damage to it, especially if it crawls over the grenades. Finally, we arrive at number 3. Build recommendations. Yes, I know. There's actually a build recommendation for the grenade box, but not in the traditional sense. This section is here simply because the grenade box can inherit properties from the blessings on your weapons. Knowing this, by far the most useful blessing you can have to help your grenade box is Skull Crusher. The increased damage that enemies take from being staggered also applies to the grenade box too. This includes the grenades from Bombs Away as well. I've tried messing with using any power boost from other blessings to increase the damage of the grenade box, but it looks like nothing else seems to affect it. On the other hand, the most useful perk to take in this case is going to be against Unyielding armor, since that's pretty much the only armor class that you'll get the most mileage from. Combined with Heavyweight, you can actually reach the one-shot breakpoint on body shots against Reapers. There's just one caveat to this. You must equip the weapon that has the damage perk you want the box to inherit before it makes contact. If you don't take it out before it hits, the impact will not get the damage bonus from your weapon's perk. This means there is a minimum distance where you can throw and whip out your weapon in time. So keep that in mind if you're trying to squeeze out as much damage as you can from your box. Given the blessing and perk of choice, the ideal weapon to hold both of these is going to be the Latrine Shovel. I believe in my Latrine Shovel review, the Elite Slayer route allows you to maximize the potential of the grenade box while still having a very respectable melee weapon. That being said, doing so is really unnecessary and is only for the memes, much like this review. I have no idea whether you'll actually find anything of use in this video, but the mere suggestion of doing a proper review for something that I'm pretty sure no one knew they needed or wanted was funny. Either way, I hope you enjoy it. I can't wait to see how the Ogryn's watermelon-sized grenade and rock are going to compare when the new RPG system comes out. Perhaps a weapon review might be in order for them when they arrive. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Varlets.